Hello everybody and welcome to Ship Analysis. In this series of videos I'll be taking you through everything you need to know about the new purchasable ships in Space Engineers. All ships are vanilla and can be found in trading stations in the game. These stations will only appear if you have the economy option enabled in your world. If you're feeling generous, please like and subscribe, and as always, enjoy. In today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the large grid mining ship H-01 Prospector. Found in construction faction stations, the Prospector can be purchased for around 11 million space credits, depending on your relationship with the faction of course. The Prospector and the Sapper both have the H-01 designation, insinuating that they are built by the same company. This becomes clear when you look at the two side by side. For the price of a single Prospector, you can have a fleet of around 13 Sappers. So what makes this ship so special? Let's take a closer look. Made clear by its dual front-mounted drills, the Prospector is a mining ship. It has 6 cargo containers, 2 basic refineries and a single full-sized assembler. Along with its survival kit, I see no reason why this couldn't be used as a small, mobile base. Since the profile of the ship is much larger than that of the drills, the Prospector cannot bore mine. Rather, just extract visible surface ore. This shouldn't be too much of a problem since stone can now be broken down into ore, and mining the surface of asteroids is also valid nowadays, which the Prospector exceeds at. Unlike the Ion Tug, which obviously did not have an interior, the Prospector is much larger and does feature a livable interior space. The entrance is located above the front connector, and with the entrance comes one of my only complaints. Since the Prospector features no airlock, the ship vents its atmosphere every time you open the door. To remedy this, I recommend placing another door just in front of the existing one. Or, you can set the vent to depressurize every time you leave the ship, using the control panel in front of the survival kit. Once inside, you can drop down into a cozy pressurized area. In here you have access to the survival kit, a bed that I would avoid, and an LCD giving you power and hydrogen statistics for the ship. You also have full access to the cargo storage aboard the Prospector. There is also gravity inside the Prospector, which is a very welcome addition. A comfortable 0.3 G field is wound tightly around the ship as not to disturb other gravity fields. The gravity generator is located mounted upside down on the ventral side of the Prospector. Drop down again and you have access to the cockpit where you can fly the Prospector from. Do be careful as oxygen here is not conveyed up, so you will eventually run out. The Prospector is 30 meters long, 22.5 meters wide and 11.25 meters tall. The Prospector uses hydrogen both for propulsion and power generation. The Prospector has a total of 9 hydrogen engines with 1 downwards thruster, 1 port and starboard thruster and 2 thrusters in every other direction. The hydrogen to power and fly the ship comes from 2 O2H2 generators and a single hydrogen tank. The Prospector has 2 connectors. The connector on the stern is set up with a conveyor sorter to eject gravel. The connector on the bow can be used to easily dock to stations. Orientation is controlled by a single gyroscope mounted underneath the stern connector. I think the best use of this ship would be using it as a sort of home away from home, bouncing from asteroid to asteroid, collecting ore, then travelling to a station to sell your cargo. The Prospector can easily support an engineer or two, as long as you keep the ice topped up. The ship does feature a single interior turret above the entrance, which can provide anti-engineer defense. However, even a small fighter will easily disable your ship, so it is best to avoid combat where possible. As for armour, the ship does protect its forward engines, so if attacked, I recommend using the tactic of running away as quickly as you can. If you do wish to actively engage in combat, I recommend adding 2 Gatling turrets on the conveyor ports of the hydrogen tank. This will considerably increase your offensive potential. Now I will quickly go over the maximum payload I recommend for flight on each body in the star system scenario. Earth, 147 tons. Moon, 450 tons. Mars, 220 tons. Europa, 450 tons. Alien planet, 150 tons. And Titan, 330 tons. I'd say that around 250 tons, the ship becomes noticeably slower and less manoeuvrable. Be aware of this if you're mining somewhere that you perhaps shouldn't be. Overall, despite the slightly steep price, I think if the Prospector appeals visually to you and you wish to do some general mining, then this is the ship for you. I was actually surprised by what it's capable of, despite its simplicity. So if you want it, give it a go.